Hey, welcome everybody. We are live, and yeah, that's 3 to 5 minutes. You are not going to get back. I got home. I worked 12. Got home. Instantly jumped on Big Draft Energy's channel for 2 hours. Jumped off that. Cooked some food. I hadn't ate yet, so I was finishing up my food before I jumped on here. So I hope you guys can forgive me. Please forgive me. While I was doing that, I did this draft over here on Drafters. I have not done. I think that's the second one I've done. It doesn't look like I'm going to get very many of these in. But what we're here for tonight is underdog fourth quarter drafts. We have 4 watching already. Hopefully, we get a few more people in. Let's say hi to the chat. We got Pepper Tony. We got Victor. We got Sean, who doesn't know why his name is Sean C. or Sean So Gonzo. And Putt Daddy. Yep, I mean, I'm sure the anticipation was worth it, though, right? Yeah, just so much anticipation. Had to be better for you than it was for me. Anyway, we're going to join a fourth quarter. We are going to join in 10 seconds. Do you not know? Because I have a video on that. We can go over it sometime if you want. I could go back. Like, it was my first subscriber goal was to explain where the name came from. It's like a 2-part story that actually requires a slide. And let's see if I can find the slide real quick. Let me see. Where do I? Because I had it. I did it whenever I was still using. I wasn't using StreamYard at the time. So. Media assets, style. We are waiting on 4 for the fourth quarter. For anybody who wants to join, we are waiting on 4. And it'll be more of a tease than anything else. How in the world do I add? I mean, I guess I could just find the file real quick on my PC. And there we go. And this would be, where is it? There we go. This would be the image that is associated with the name Who Games. So we can go more into that later. Like, it's probably worse than what you think by seeing that image. Just so you're aware. Back to the underdog stuff, though. Yeah, so we are waiting for the draft. Hate drafting fourth quarter this early. I mean, it's 50% filled, right? And once again, I picked at the back this whole time. Yeah, 52% filled already. This contest is going to be filled before, like, by the end of next week. It's actually, I think it's getting steam. It's went up like 35% this week. So anyway, we have Pepper Tony at the 104. We got the 110. I do not see anybody else here, but we may do a second one. We may just go in and look at DFS stuff. Don't know. We're just going to kind of play it by ear tonight. It might be because I hate both of these teams, but I find it hard to get behind the Steelers and Bengals being the highest total. I mean, both defenses are really bad. And I figure as a Ravens fan, you have to love Joe Flacco, right? Yeah, the Steelers part of it's what I don't get. But the Bengals have given up more than 27 points every single week for like 5 weeks or something. It's only one game that's close. Like they're 27 plus points every game. So if you think the Bengals are going to score more than 27 points, it's a smash on the over. What's up, Incredible? Hey, how we doing? You were here at the 108. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. I've done a couple videos on this, just kind of what I think. I do have one live. I only did 9 of the third quarter. I have one live right now. It's didn't draw against a Travion Henderson team. I basically have to dodge a CMC and Dowdle's absolute smash week. Like, if they both have reasonable weeks, I think my team's really good. But if one of them has a reasonable week, like, I don't like Kyron Williams in the matchup at all, but that's who I have in mind. So, Metcalf should be going higher in drafts. No, the corner is absolutely, like, DJ Turner absolutely shutting everybody down. Like, that's part of the reason Rome Odunze went for 0 fantasy points that 1 week, is because DJ Turner was on him. So I don't think that total is wrong at all. We're gonna actually go. We're gonna go with the rankings here. I made my own ranks. If you want to peek and cheat and snipe me, you are welcome to. It's Eddie. Hey, how we doing, guy? Rome is not a dog, and the Bears are ass. I mean, true, and he dropped a touchdown that hit him right in the hands, right? That also happened. I have too much Justin Jefferson in this contest, but I also absolutely love Trey McBride in this contest. Getting to play Cincinnati in the best possible matchup in the finals. I will have a lot of him. Yeah. Oh, you're sick? I was kind of sick last weekend. Like Sunday during the games, I slept through half the games, and I had to rewatch them. And I would, like, for the show with Steve, I literally, like, watched a game, took a 30-minute nap, watched a game, took a 30-minute nap, all of Monday and Tuesday up until my show. It was. And then Steve ended up sick. I don't know how I made him sick via the internet, but that is absolutely how that works and what happened. Sorry, Steve. That's what you get, I guess, for being associated with me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. We won't get into politics on this channel. I promise you. We will never talk about it. That is like my only rule. Never talk about it. A Chupalupa Batman here with the headband. Like, I will talk about a lot of things. Anything including the government is not one of them. So I thought about pulling up Javonte Williams to get a unique team, because Javonte has been going on this side of the board the entire time. Like, he was going more like 30 or so, but he's not going to be paired with Amon-Ra very much. So if I continually get these picks at the back end of the draft, I'm definitely going to start taking some like Javonte down on this side of the board. Ashton Genty was over here before, has been drafted with these players. So, but Javonte, because I've done a couple drafts each week to kind of see what was happening, and the top ADPs have shuffled but not moved an absolute ton. I was honestly really, really hoping that Barkley made it back. His ranking, I think his ADP is actually lower than that, and I really like his. No, I actually have him rated low. He must have moved up over the last 24 hours. I'm sick after realizing I'm toasting my home leagues after Thursday night. Oh, yeah. Did you go against Diggs and Travion or just Travion? I actually think this week there's multiple running backs that could put up 20, 25, 30 points. So, like, Achane can do it. CMC could do it. Rico could do it. I don't want Rico to do it. I want him to, and I don't. Like, I love Rico, but I don't need it this specific week. And Josh Jacobs, I'm having a hard time not putting Josh Jacobs as my 101 this week. I'm doing CMC just because of pure volume stuff. I mean, of course Bowers falls back to me. Of course that happens. Yeah, we'll take Hampton. I like Hampton. He was the top of the ADP. He was the top of my rankings. Feels like that's a good move. The matchups in the playoffs aren't good though. He has to play Kansas City, Philadelphia, and Houston. Like that is not great. You started May. Oh man, yeah. I'm against May in a couple leagues, and it worked out quite well for me. So I don't have any ETN yet, and I have very little Jaylen Warren. The more I think about it, Jaylen Warren has a really good schedule here with with Baltimore, whose defense is getting better, Miami, whose defense is also getting better, and Detroit. But they're still, like, you could still score points on them. And Cleveland's defense is actually really good, and I'll just hope that something else happens. Like, I have probably two of the worst matchups for running backs in Week 17, but I have Trey McBride, so all is good. Started May, Hendo, and Dick. Yeah, I actually have that exact same combination in a league. May, Henderson, and Diggs. Like, May kind of will be underperformed. So I have to make a start-sit decision every week. Josh Allen versus Drake May. I chose Josh Allen this week. Hopefully, and I last week I actually chose Drake May. So I've kind of hit every week. Like I've been correct pretty much every week on the season. On like, because I think after about week 5, you could kind of argue that you could start with May ahead of Josh Allen, but that league is it's a 16-man, and those are my 2 quarterbacks. So we have Amon-Ra, Trey McBride, Omarion, Jaylen Warren. We got elite quarterback gobbler Kiara over here. The quarterback gobbler, Kiara, Marvin Harrison, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen. What's up, Jamie? How we doing? And Tim, how is it going? I was kind of looking to see if Candyman was going to go live tonight, because I actually need to talk to Candyman, and if Candyman pops in here, I might see if he wants to jump in for a minute, because we need to talk about Dog Bowl. We drafted a Dog Bowl team, and we have to do a swap. Because we took Bucky Irving on one of the teams, and on the other team we took we took Bucky Irving because it was like the next to last pick, and we'll get a swap on that. And I have some ideas with that. So I could just make the bet on this offense as well, or I could take another quarterback or another wide receiver. I think like I also love Aaron Jones in this contest, but I need to have less than 40%. So we're gonna go ahead and take Trey Benson. Get the best two pieces you can get against the Cincinnati defense. The wide receivers overall don't really smash. Like everybody does well against Cincinnati, but the running back and tight end smash, and the wide receivers smash a little less. Wide receiver ones don't do much. What's up, Thomas? Thanks for popping in. And yeah, I am. I'm drafting a lot. I did a lot less drafting this week. I actually put together a really a pick'em I love. Or not a pick'em, hold on a second. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Justin Herbert. I'm going to just pair Herbert with Amari Hampton. We will take one of the wide receivers later. It's already. Yeah, where did Hendo go in this draft? Yeah, I actually have quite a bit of Henderson because I was in on him over here. So for this contest as well, it starts week 14. So in week 14 is a 16.7% advance rate. So Travion, you don't get him in your hardest week. You do get him in the finals against the Jets, who he just scored 24 points against. So that's a solid thing. But it's like CMC. It's hard to give up your first round pick on the week that is your toughest advance rate. And I think once Henderson gets basically where he's at, I don't know about it anymore. I think I want Bucky for all the weeks, Dowdle for all the weeks, Judkins for all the weeks. I might move him up over a lot. I definitely move him up over AJ Brown, but around Olave and Flowers, I think is the most I would move him up. We got always be drafting, absolutely. Got in the chat. Would have been nice to get JSN. Yeah. I'll join some draft. You think you'll be on? I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I've been up 2 hours from now. I will have been up for 21 hours, but I might be up. I don't know. If the stream's going good and I'm going strong, I will be on. If I start to peter out, I'm gonna have to go. I still have to set all my DFS lineups. I might take a break. I might do this one more, then look. I haven't even looked at the DK DFS too deep. Kind of give an overview on that. Talk it out with the chat. See what's going on. See what people like. See how crazy people think my takes are. And then if I feel like doing another one after that, I might do another one after that. Doing some BRs, and if Herbert isn't the answer, yeah, I'm doing a limited amount of drafts this week. I did 27 so far, and I have 40% Josh Jacobs, if that tells you anything. Number one, I'm picking mostly at the back, and number two, I have him ahead of Bijan. That's where I'm at this week. I might get cooked. I might not. We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow, right? Not going to take long to figure out how dumb I am. We'll know that real soon. So I don't actually... Where does QJ go? QJ already went. So I have Herbert Hampton stack only. That is fine. I don't have very much T-Mac. I will go ahead and take him here. He will be my first week 14 player. I don't love T-Mac, but I don't want 0. And since I know I have a bunch of Amon-Ra, I have a decent amount of Hampton, I have a decent amount of McBride, this will give me a different avenue to win with a McBride Hampton team. And we're gonna go ahead and just take Alvin Kamara. They started using him again. They finally started using him like they should have been using him for a while last week. We will see if that continues. I would think that they would want to play Devin Neal, but who knows? Oh, yeah, Candyman's definitely watching Texas, Georgia at the moment. I haven't even looked at that. Achane over Bijan this week, yes. But Achane isn't on the main slate. Achane plays in the morning. If you watched Big Draft Energy's channel earlier, I was on it for about 2 hours. We will bring him up right here. One of my locks of the week is Achane over 19.5 longest rush in the morning game. I absolutely love it. It's actually 18.5. I think it lowered. The Commanders defense loves to give up big plays to every position. So, and Achane is known for being able to break big plays. He's actually been breaking big plays again this year. So, yeah, and I've been taking Jacobs at the 103 as well, but I've actually been going Chase, like CMC, Chase, and then Jacobs. And actually my fourth, like if it's 100% honest take, my next pick is Trey McBride. I think Trey McBride is going to separate this week. And actually, I was talking on Big Draft Energy channel how McBride anytime touchdown was plus money. I bet it 3 times at plus money. It is no longer plus money. So that feels good. Sometimes things move in the right direction. Other times they do not. We will go to this. I'm going to bring up a parlay I made. I shared it in my Discord. If anybody's in the Discord, they've already seen it. I made a lot of bets, actually, this over the last couple days. Been leaning into trying to a few more parlays this week instead of draft games. Yeah, no, they are auto. I pointed that out whenever I called her I'm going to assume Kiara is a female, and I called them the quarterback gobbler. If you missed that, I thought it was funny, so I'm going to repeat it. The quarterback gobbler. You're welcome. Actually, I don't want that. Let's go Trey Tucker here. I don't want another week 14 bye there. All of these players are basically week 14 bye. I've heard some rumor, like people saying that they think Jackson Dart's going to get like sidelined to to keep him healthy for an extra long time. Like that would be wild to me. I mean, unless they want to lose every game, which if I was them, I would want. Embrace the tank. Yeah. Yeah, they are definitely, like, I assumed when they took Josh Allen and Hurts that they were, and then Marv, that they were definitely auto. 3. Yeah, so for those of you who have not heard, Laporta is on IR. Not season ending, but like probably a pretty bad pick in this at the moment. Are you kidding me? All right. Hopefully that worked. And am I still live? My screen blanked for a minute. So let me know if everything's still good. I'm trying to log into DraftKings and it made me do a whole bunch of stuff and my screen blacked. It made me download a new authenticator because Google Chrome sucks. So All right, we're here. And where is the parlay? It probably would have been easier just to go to my Discord and pop open my Discord window where I shared it. What is this? Is that completed? Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. So the number he was at earlier, McBride, I guess he was minus 115. That's where he's at now. So that makes sense. On Drafters, he was actually, or not Drafters, on Prize Picks, he was even money. So Prize Picks does like a Goblin Demon thing. Like Demon is a multiplier. Trey McBride had a multiplier on him to score a touchdown this week, earlier today, and I locked that in very fast. Felt really good. Felt really, really good to do that. Who's ready for Ramondre Stevenson whenever he comes back? Anybody else? I'll get to you here in a second. GX. We will go. We're going to go ahead and take Luther Burden again. So I did 9 total is all I done. And I have 1 alive. I don't actually love the team. The team I loved missed by like 8 points last week. It was a Bijan, Dowdle, Saquon Barkley team that almost made, like, it could have made it through, but it didn't, kind of thing. Like I needed Saquon to have a monster game, basically. And well, Saquon did not have a monster game. We can actually, whenever this draft is over, if you would like, I could bring it up and we could look at the matchup. Basically, I don't have CMC. I need CMC to fade. Like, I need CMC and Dowdle to fade. I need Kyron Williams to outscore or score evenly with those two, and I have a chance. Because I have, well, I'll just bring it up right here. I have it in another tab because I was going to do this later. But I have JSN with this player. I have Egbuka is my separator. Egbuka is the only one I have by myself. But me and this player both have JSN and ETN. Difference is I have Kyron and he has Dowdle. But 2 players have Dowdle. So I need Dowdle to kind of basically not outscore Kyron Williams. Mason's lost his job. Algier might steal a touchdown. So I basically, like, I'm kind of thin. But Caleb Johnson's live to score a 90-yarder against the Bengals. Who's against it? I probably am, actually. I don't really like him. But I have Joe Flacco and Geno Smith in awesome matchups. But this guy also has both of those same players, right? But he doesn't have Trey Tucker. And, Trey Tucker and Egbuka are separators for me tomorrow. And then Jake Ferguson and Loveland, or Jake Ferguson as well. 3 of us have Loveland. But Loveland is a separator for me on the team that is similar to me. You actually like that team that I have? I don't like it. I don't think it's very good. So we will. I think I'm like 20% to advance instead of 25. But I do kind of like the Egbuka spot. Yeah, I only did 9 of the first one, or of that one. I did 16 second quarters, and I had 3 of them to the semis, got none of them to the finals, but I got 3 of 16 to semi in the third or second. In the first quarter, I did 46, and I got 2 to the finals. And in this one, or in third quarter, I'd done 9 and got 1 to the finals, or 1 to the semis. You've done 7? I've done, well, it's already 50%. I've done 16 of these already. I'm going to actually focus more on these than the daily content this for now. So, like, I had some pretty good stands. Like in the second quarter, I think I got hosed, and we can go over that in a little bit. I took a massive stand of 58% on a player. That player got hurt, and his replacement went for 110 and a touchdown, and he was a last round pick in the first week, which is the matchup I was targeting for to get some players through that had bye week that week. So I think I played correctly and got unlucky. We'll take a Brian Robinson. Actually, we're going to take Jaden Reed. I like Jaden Reed here. I like this wide receiver room. I didn't take Matthew Golden on this team, and I've taken Golden a few times. So we will leverage it a little bit by taking Jaden Reed. Like, we're just going to go naked Herbert for the most part on this team. I think that's perfectly fine. We'll add another quarterback, probably 2. What's the daily contest? Yeah, like I do all the different kinds of the daily contest, but the Battle Royale is definitely one of them. Actually, let's go with Zach Ertz here. Sorry to Brian Robinson. No offense, guy. But Zach Ertz is the spirit animal of this team. Yeah, so like Battle Royale, Wildcat, stuff like that. Like week 2, I finished 5th or 6th. Whatever the $2,500 finish was. I've been riding with that for a while. Coolers, who isn't here right now, but he's part of the Discord. We talk strategy quite a bit. He finished top 10 last week, and he had another top 10 finish, I think, earlier in like a few weeks before that. So the Discord has a lot of good vibes going on with that. Pepper Tony here, I believe, finished first in the Octopus on Drafters one week. I believe it was Pepper Tony. The Discord's free. Let me actually get the Discord information here. I was so worried about like just getting this set up that I didn't actually do my timestamps and stuff, and do like my description very well. All right, so here in a second, I will have all that set up. And I probably don't have the timestamp exactly right. So the Discord link is in the description if you would like to join it. And we talk ball. We actually talk like rankings and stuff. If anybody actually wants to see what I made my own rankings for this contest. If anybody wants to kind of look at them, I'll put the CSV in there. I don't care. And then tell me where you don't like it. Ship 2 drafters weekly. Hell yeah. What was the second one? Yeah, are you in the Discord, Thomas? After this draft, I will download them and throw them into, or actually I'll do it after these 2 picks in a Oh, the shark. You did the shark? Nice. You'll have to join the Discord to get access to the file, basically. And I'll have to do that there. What's up, Kai? How we doing? So we have Trey Tucker. Let's take Geno Smith. Actually, what could go wrong with Bryce Young? What could go wrong with Bryce Young? I have T-Mac here, so I feel like I should do that. I'm going to be good with just those two tight ends. I could, like, some people would say I could stop at just McBride. I hate it less than normal, but I generally want two at every position. Like, what if McBride misses a week, like a single week with a nagging injury or something, right? Like, but I was saying I wanted 3 quarterbacks. We got our 3rd quarterback. We got 7. Like, we're going to take 2 absolute flyers at running back. And I might have missed some people whenever I did my rankings. So, sorry I got behind a little bit there. GX Enzo. You did 40 and you have 5 in the semis? That's awesome. Lamar, Gibbs, CD, Bowers, hoping it advances. That sounds fun. It sounds more fun than mine. Yeah, the first one I done 46 and I advanced 9 to the semis and got 3 of those through to the finals. But every team had at least 2 injured players on it by the time I got to the finals. So, like, this team that I have here, I really, really like because, like, Mason's relegated, but he's healthy, right? Like, Algiers not a fantastic play, but he's healthy. Caleb Johnson's healthy. Marshawn Lloyd has never been healthy. Why did I draft him ever, right? And Godwin was a gamble, right? Like, if Godwin became healthy, he's an absolute smash. And there was uncertainty in that. So, like, I just took a gamble there. So, like, but I had Baker already on the team. So I didn't hate the gamble. But, like, JSN, Egbuka, and I just had to find one more between these guys. Like, I'm really strong at wide receiver, a little weak at running back, but I'm alive, right? Like, I have alive players. And that's more, like, if I can get that team through, which I don't think it will get through. But I dodged not having anybody that had Stravion, so that is good. Yeah, Peppertoni didn't really brag about the win. I pointed it out. I noticed it. I pointed it out. I'm like, hey, this guy did something. And he did, like, took his top hat off, did a polite little bow. You know, like a gentleman would do. I'm assuming Keaton Mitchell just went. I'm assuming that Peppertoni took him. We will play. We'll take Ray Davis. Why not? And then, actually, this is a play. I need to move Jaleel McLaughlin up in my rankings. He should be spiking right now, by the way. If hopefully nobody here is watching. Oh, that's awesome. I've drafted so by the way, J.K. Dobbins out until February, like a possible Super Bowl return if they get there. Jaleel McLaughlin is going to get some play. I believe for at least this week, he's being activated up. Yes, RJ Harvey should move up, but Jaleel McLaughlin should at least be drafted now. And there is somebody in my channel, Aaron Sandy, who actually took a ton of him in the drafts. So we got a 3-6-7-3. We got Justin Herbert. We got Bryce Young. We got Geno Smith. We have a Justin Herbert to Omarion Hampton stack. Will be unique, but I do like that, especially against Philadelphia and Houston. You're gonna get your running back production is going to be easier to come through the air, and Hampton can catch the ball. Jalen Warren, Trey Benson has some good matchups here. He has Atlanta and Cincinnati. Starts with 2 bad ones, but ends with 2 awesome ones. Kamara, good matchups all the way through. Kamara should go higher than he does. Tampa Bay is really bad against running backs on the outside, and Kamara is good on the outside, right? Carolina's run defense is becoming a little more suspect now. They're more average. There was, for a couple weeks, even I was like, their run defense is decent, right? But Kamara, to me, should go a few spots ahead where he does. The Jets' run defense is worse, and Tennessee is honestly a really good matchup. And then these 2 guys are just contingent. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Ted McMillan, Trey Tucker, Jerry Jeudy, who I think should be getting a boost. He's got an awesome schedule as well. Tennessee, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. Luther Burden, he's been getting good coach speak lately. Calvin Ridley and Jaden Reed. There is a player I missed. I need to add to my rankings. Where did Josh Palmer go? Josh Palmer didn't go. So Josh Palmer has been getting good coach speak as well. Joshua Palmer did go. He went at pick. Where did he go? He went to that team. So is it this team? Where in the world did Josh Palmer go? Okay, he went in the very last round. There we go. Yeah, that's a smart pick. I need to move him into my rankings. Let's go do that right now, actually. We're going to do that at this moment. Oh, in the wrong slate. We will absolutely do that in the wrong slate. Sounds great. So I do have Palmer ranked. And I did actually move him. I hadn't moved him up yet. We will go ahead and just remove Brandon Ayuk. And we'll put... He should be going quite a bit higher, I think. I think I would rather have him. I think I'll put him ahead of Pat Bryant. I don't need 40% Pat Bryant. So, all right. If anybody wants that, I can put that in the Discord. But we are going to do another. I feel good. I'm feeling good. Anybody up for another one? We're going to join another fourth quarter. Actually, hold on. Let's do a quicker review, like a total review of my matchup. Because I just kind of went over it. All right. Welcome. So Genty gets the Cowboys, but they should have an improved rush defense. Not that matters because the Raiders can't block anyway. So every other team has Rico Dowdle, right? So I need Rico Dowdle to not top 20 fantasy points. But if he does, I have a bag of Rico Dowdle in dailies. So there's that. I think he has a good matchup. Drake May kind of failed, and they didn't have Steph Diggs. They had the Hunter Henry matchup. So, and they only have Spencer Rattler. Like, that is their only quarterback. So they're in a hole, right? This player is already in a hole. That feels good. But they have unique pieces. And I actually really like Nico. And they get Ricky Pearsall back. But yeah, like, I need JSN to smash, and like if it's a JSN Kyron week, like I will probably advance this because The thing is, Baker doesn't really have a good matchup, but Flacco and Geno absolutely have a good matchup. So I need one of these two to outperform Jared Goff, right? Like, if that happens, I basically can't lose quarterback points to this player. And then the player here with CMC is like his own guy, completely unique team. But he's lost Travis Hunter. He took JCM, who's kind of a dead play. But he's gained RJ Harvey and Tyrone Tracy. And he's got decent picks down there. Just got massively positive news with Michael Wilson. And he's got leverage on my Igbuka with Sterling Shepard. So if I were to guess, I'm going to guess that this player has the advantage to move through this pod. I'm going to guess that I might be second, actually, because this guy, like, we both have ETN, but I have Igbuka, he has Dowdle, but all three of the other people have Dowdle, so he doesn't get unique. Like, it pushes me out if Dowdle has a good week, but it actually only helps this player because this guy is going to, like, he paid the most for him, number one. And I guess it was just a swap there. But it's CMC here. And if ETN smashes, like, I have a chance to, like, catch him, right? So PLJ Smith here, like, literally almost all the players he took is covered up by us, right? So he's going to have a hard time. So it might be, maybe I like it more. Yeah, I will stop rambling. We're joining a fourth quarter, and we will join in 10 seconds. Yeah. Benson, to me, is really good in this contest. We are waiting on 5 for anybody who wants to join. And we will go to completed here. Drafts completed. Bestball. Waiting on 2. So these are my current exposures right now. For, like, number 1, you can ignore Pat Bryant. I'm a Pat Bryant slappy. He has been getting more usage. I do think it's an okay thing. And I do think that if they have a good matchup against KC, he's one of the better picks. And I think Rashard Smith actually matches up well against Denver. We'll see if that's correct after this week. But quarterbacks, I have a bunch of fields because he's free. All 3 quarterback builds. I took a whole bunch of Jackson Dart before Daboll got fired. I've kind of hedged into Joe Burrow. But I'm kind of anti-elite quarterback here. I have no Lamar, and I think one Josh Allen team. Yeah, one Josh Allen team. One Mahomes team. So I've been just kind of taking the flyer approach, like looking through all the teams that have been advancing through the other quarter pods. It feels like in the week-to-week stuff, one of the random quarterbacks, at least this season, has been outscoring the elites, or at least scoring close enough to them that, like if you take Josh Allen in the second and I have Emeka Egbuka and you have Tez Johnson, well, I'm like, Egbuka is usually going to win that. So if the quarterback scores similarly, and it's easier for a quarterback to do, unless like Josh Allen has a nuke week, like it's way easier for the quarterback to do those replacement points than it is the wide receiver or running back. So I'm kind of leaning into that a little bit. So running backs who I really like Josh Jacobs. I was in on Travion before last night's game. I was actually in on Travion before the first week that he had. Hey, there we go. Thomas made it in. Where's Trey Benson? Okay, so I have 12% Trey Benson. Hopefully I got a pick early in the draft. I hadn't been. Hey, we got an early pick. We got the 102. That guy Mike here at the 104. Pepper Tony at the 108. Dirty in the 110. By the way, Dirty, let me know, what do you need tomorrow? Dirty, I believe he has 2 eliminators left. 2 eliminators. That is awesome. Hopefully I'm not. I know he has 1, but I believe he has 2. So I think he said it's a $2,000 sweat this week or something. So I will be rooting for you. Absolutely. Actually, we can just bring it up, right? He has 1 team left. We will go through that here in a little bit. Jonathan Taylor goes at the 101. I actually have Gibbs ranked above Bijan. I don't like it. I don't like it. I was Bijan 102 all year. But I don't like it. All right. So here is Dirty P Sweat for those of you who care or want to root along. So similar players, they both have Shipley. So, he gets a Jonathan Taylor team. So it's CMC and Javonte Williams, Dylan Sampson. That feels fine. You got Rico, White, Brees, Gibbs. Brees didn't do a whole lot, but Gibbs, Dowdle, I think I like that just as much as CMC, Javonte. You have Ladd versus Adams. JMO versus Olave, Adunze versus Harris, Bryant, and Diami. And then you're against Trey McBride. And Fields put up 19 points. So you're going to need a big week from one of these guys for sure. Yeah, what's the projection here? You're projected to win barely. I personally think you should be favored as well. But Gadsden is actually one of the only tight ends. I think there's 5 tight ends this week that have a chance to top what Trey McBride's going to do. Gadsden's one of them, and wildly Pat Freiermuth is one of them. So I think there's a chance. I hope it hits. 1 eliminator and 2 third quarters. Nice. Yeah, Gibbs is my number 2. How do you make it show the next 4 teams it plays? I have Bestball overlay, which is I think it's $40 a month or something. I don't know. It just gets charged to me. But basically, it's an add-on right here, and I can do that. And then that's how I have my percentages as well. You can actually download your portfolio in, and it will actually has a combination tool to where you can see what combination stuff you have if you care as well. If you plan on playing best ball all year or draft games all year, it's a well worth it tool. Yeah, I think at that turn down there, basically from I think there's a huge cliff here at 7. I think there's a big cliff at 7. I have CMC next because if he didn't have that first bye week and he gets the Bears in week 17, which could be what you need, he would be going up here, right? Can you see the draft board? Can you keep the draft board up so you can see? Yeah, we could do that. I was just kind of going over some other things. Yeah, You can bring the draft board up yourself by clicking this right here, this little button right here on your screen. He may be doing it on a phone. If he's doing it on a phone, then I don't have any Nico in this, so we're gonna actually take Nico, get the unique piece for me, and then if we get Bucky, we get Bucky. If we get Judkins, we get him. Yeah, that makes sense. If he's on a phone, that way he can watch the stream. Like, you're drafting on a phone, watching the stream. Yeah, like, it's got to be hard to see. Like, there's no way you could manage the draft board too. Like, absolutely no way. And the bye week stuff, like, it's not available for mobile either. I'll absolutely take Bucky coming back. So, like, the tool with the bye week stuff, or not the bye week, but the matchups and all that, that is basically like it's PC only. Like, you need to browse, and you have to use Google Chrome on this one. They have overlays for all, like, for the different browsers as well. Different companies have them. I support Fantasy Dog Pound, so that's what we do. So Harvey or Hall? With the recent news, I like Harvey more. I believe I need to move him up though. Yeah. I like Harvey with that like, the problem with RJ Harvey is he also plays some tough matchups, right? Because he's got Green Bay and Kansas City, who are all awesome defenses, but he also gets two good defenses in the Raiders and the Jaguars, or good matchup defenses in the Raiders and the Jaguars. So I kind of like him. I was actually just going to mention that. I love pairing him with CMC. The only CMC team, like, I've only taken CMC once, but I love pairing him with RJ Harvey. Is the one guy still available? Huh. But, like, because Harvey has an awesome matchup the week that he is on bye, it to me means Harvey is worth more on a McCaffrey team, because that Raiders matchup is absolutely juicy. So I really like doing that. I'm gonna probably lean that way if I'm allowed to. Going three, like, if you could, if I were you, by the way, Thomas, I would absolutely take a running back here. You can absolutely get buried at running back in these. It starts to feel really ugly. Like, it sounds like you're a little new to the contest. So I noticed that you were commenting today on some of my stuff. Thank you, by the way. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you comment on any of my videos, I will respond whenever I can. And it actually helps out tremendously. It helps out just as much as actually watching the entire stream. It helps out the algorithm a lot. That's the other player. Question is like, does Peppertoni add a fifth running back? Because I think he will. Or is he just going to ride Derrick Henry and RJ Harvey in week 14 and hope it goes well? What's the play? What's the play, Peppertoni? Because he doesn't want to draft another one early, right? Because there's no way you want another one in week. Like, would you want a fifth one there in week 17? Probably not. You got the week 15 smash matchup against the Bengals and Derrick Henry. Travion and McCaffrey both have awesome week 17 games. Harvey doesn't have a good week 17 game. And Derrick Henry plays the Packers week 17. Yeah. So I haven't taken this guy either. Let's look at. We're actually gonna take JMO here. We're gonna do a little. Where is Jared Goff? He goes at 78 generally. Where's the Almond drafter? He's over here. So I should be able to get him back over here. If Beef is watching, you have to take Goff here. If you want him, I'm going to take him over here. If you don't, just so you know, I can adjust. So ADP wise, Zay Flowers is the next best play. He also has a reasonably good schedule, along with Chris Olave. What about? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Zay here. I don't usually go wide receiver heavy like this, but I do like to mix my different builds in as I do things. What of my position would you have done differently? I'm just trying to learn from the. I'm not an expert, but I think I understand some things. I don't think you've done anything wrong yet. Like, if you went like 3 more wide receivers, like, you're going to notice that the running backs come back are pretty gross. But you probably need to make sure to grab at least 1 running back, probably 2 on the way back through. Like, because if you just click your running back tab and you look at it right now, because if you click just that tab, it'll show you. After, like, Kamara, it gets really ugly. You got Montgomery, Benson, Walker, Aaron Jones, Marks, Sharps, Monungai, Alvin Kamara. And then it goes down to, like, JCM, Jordan Mason, who's losing a bunch of his role. Tyrone Tracy's probably a decent pickup right now with the Dable narrative stuff going on. Rashad White's about to lose all of his role. Kamani Vidal won't be like, he will probably have a role when Hampton comes back, but like, you just keep going down this list, and like, you don't feel great if you only have 1 running back and then you're relying on like 4 of those other guys, right? So to give you 1 or 2 spots. Start 3, full PPR. Ray Tucker, Vidal, Sutton, JCM, Sean Tucker, Keenan Allen, Christian Watson. I'm definitely starting Tucker and Sutton. And I want to say Sean Tucker, but I'm going to say Vidal. I think the first 3 are the correct 3. I assume those are the 3 you lean. Sean Tucker by the way, Sean Tucker is the only running back this entire season to have 50 rushing yards versus the Patriots. Sean Tucker, like, of all players, it's Sean Tucker on what, 9 snaps? I think it was 9 or 10 carries. I think it was 10 carries. I disagree with that because of both game scripts. Like, and Watson and Trey Tucker are like, Watson is the better player, but Trey Tucker is against Dallas, right? And Dallas is probably going to be ahead in a trailing game script. Watson, like, I assume that game may stay semi-close because I like the Giants to cover the spread, but I like it to be a really, really ugly game to where the Packers are up like 2.5 scores, and at the end, the Giants score a lot of meaningless points to get get it within the 7-point spread. So I kind of think that Watson will be kind of game scripted out of the game by the second half. And I think Trey Tucker will absolutely be involved in the second half. That's my opinion. Like they're both solid plays. I prefer Trey Tucker to Christian Watson though. The green monster here, right here in the 8 hole. All right, so I think I want Gadsden, right? And then hope the Philly kid here doesn't take my quarterback. And if he does, that's fine. Like I could probably use Aaron Jones. I love Aaron Jones in this contest. I absolutely love Aaron Jones in this contest. So, like, unless he takes both of them, I'm perfectly fine. I can guarantee the 101 in my 26 rookie draft. Should I tank? All right, we got the guy. Back to the question. Welcome, Wobby. Thanks for popping in tonight. I can guarantee the 101 on my 26 rookie draft. Should I tank for love or go for a miracle playoff run? I personally have not done any looking at next year's stuff. When week 18 ends, or when a week 18 ends, I will start doing that stuff. Like I just haven't done it yet. I don't actually have TV. I have the NFL Network promo thing. I have that, and I have the ESPN app and the Amazon app, and that gets me all the games, right? Oh, and Peacock. So like that just gets me all the games, and I don't care about the other sports. So I will use YouTube later to go find clips and videos on players to assess them. Basically in January, I will start that. Last year, I had all of my assessments done by basically Super Bowl. I actually had my rankings. Like I had very, very early rankings done. Like, actually, I done them the week before the contest started coming out. Now, some of them were like, some of those rankings were awful. I had every tight end ranked like 25 spots ahead. So I had a feel wrong on that. But I had them ranked kind of in the right order. Yeah, I do that too. I ask questions all the time that I end up answering myself. Do you trust Lockett versus Dallas or Iomanor? DK or Dortch? So Big Draft Energy, who was in here earlier, he kind of likes Dortch this week. And I have a hard time with DK this week, and Iomanor. And Lockett got like the most targets last week, or the most routes, I think, wasn't it? He ran an insane amount. If this is a pick one, number one, I'm down bad. But number two, if you need to make, like, if you're going for the upside, I think you take Dortch. If it's full PPR, I think you could just play Lockett as well, because all the wide receivers that are left on the Raiders, like Trey Tucker does the deep stuff, but Tyler Lockett is the only one that does the stuff that he does, because Jack Best is basically a tight end, and Deontay Thornton is like, he drops a lot of balls, and they run two tight ends most of the time. And the other wide receiver in the two wide receiver sets last week, it was Lockett, and he's brand new to the team. So I think I like Lockett in full PPR, if it's full PPR. If it's half PPR, I think you swing for the touchdown. Like you hope Dortch gets the touchdown, because the Niners do not have a great defense. And Jacoby's been pretty good. And I mean, he's got a wide open lane now, right? And no problem, Wabi. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff you want to make sure to avoid. We're going to take Mason, I think. Yeah, we're going to take Jordan. I don't love it, but it is a bring back on that. Aaron Jones has a history of being injured. It could be fine, I guess. I don't love it. I'm not recommending anybody else actually go down that dark path I just ventured down. But if you would like to come give me some moral support, I will take it. I might need it later. We were just talking up Tyrone Tracy as a possible riser after this week. And that's something else I like to do is I take a shot or two on players who could have a very positive narrative the next week. So like Tyrone Tracy, Daboll's out. Motor might not see as much workload. If they give like the Scatabo full workload to Tracy, because like Tracy was never a Daboll guy, right? Scatabo was, and Singletary was. So if we see Tracy get like 70% snaps after this week, I think he goes up in the ranks a little bit. Yes, you don't get him you don't get him the first week. He's my fourth running back, who could easily become my third running back. Hey, thanks for the news. BTJ officially out. That's awesome. What does Lockett do if Trey Tucker goes deep? He was getting a lot of let me go find his I'll bring it up on Player Profiler. But Lockett got you will never guess what word I typed in instead of Tyler Lockett. I typed in turkey. Well, why would that ever be the word? Why would turkey be the word? Whenever I was thinking, Tyler, none of this conversation has been about food. None of it. So we have turkey stats here, and against Denver, who, and by the way, this is without a Pat or I was supposed to say Pat Bryant. It's not Pat Bryant. It's Surtain, right? Yeah, gobble gobble gobble, right? We're gonna call him Turkey from now on. But he had 6 targets, 5 catches, only 26 air yards. They turned him into I wanted to make sure of that before I said it, but they basically turned him into Wan'Dale Robinson last week. So in full PPR, he's probably guaranteed to get you 7 to 12 points, But that was against Denver's defense, who's really good. Against Dallas's defense, which is not really good, it could be fine. And it could just be I think he was only on the team for 1 week, right? That was his first week there. And he comes in and he just instantly replaces the people they had. So I think Turkey is actually a pretty good play. When you get sniped on unsacked Jordan Love, ain't even mad. No, sometimes, man, sometimes I just hope I get sniped. because I don't want that player. I don't actually want that player. Tajay Spears is another player. I don't think after this week he'll be a good pick, but I think that he could get some steam. We got... Yeah, let's go with Tajay. When you got that baked in favoritism from Pete. Oh, the Jordan Love stuff. I mean, when you win something with somebody, it's hard to not love it. Like, I've realized I've taken way too much Jordan Love, like double stack kind of stuff, because I actually got my big win was a double stack Jared Goff team. But like, the more I look at it, the double stack actually hurt me because I took Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra. And Jahmyr Gibbs was like running back 7 that week. He only had 15 points. But I also, it was the only reason I took Jared Goff was because he was double stacked. And Jared Goff had like 31 and outscored the next highest quarterback by like 5 or 6 points, I believe, week 2. So like that pick got me there that I would have never taken because he was a deep scroll at that point. So we're going to go through the team real quick. We are through 10 rounds. We have Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky, the bring back Jordan Mason, Tyron Tracy, Tajay Spears. Probably down at running back. I like this room a lot, actually. Wide receivers, Nico, Jamo, Zay, sorry, Peppertoni, Calvin Ridley, and Oronde Gadsden. This is one of my favorite teams I've drafted in this contest, honestly. I'm going to go look right now at some of the ADPs from the first week. Yeah, so I took Chris Godwin at 107 in the first week, and then the news came out that he's probably not going to play, right, for several weeks. Chase Brown, I took him way early in that. Jordan Mason goes way later now because they got a bunch of bad news. RJ Harvey at 81. Like, I'm not saying to do a bunch of drafts the first block, but I think if you're going to do these contests next year, doing let's say you want to do 20 of the contest. If you do like 3 in the first block, 3 in the second block, 3 in the third block, and then the bulk, and then the last 11 with all the information and without the injuries concern, right? Like, you open yourself up to some really, really bonkers teams in the early windows. And like in the earlier the draft, I do think it's a little better to kind of like, you want to take a few more shots on guys like in the team that I advanced, Caleb Johnson. Like, if Jalen Warren got hurt, Caleb Johnson, like, he's got a carry in the last 2 weeks. I'm not saying that's good, but Jalen Warren has been healthy again, right? And if an injury happens this week, like, and I get through, there won't be any Caleb Johnson teams in the finals, right? Like, it is an absolute unique piece. But like, if Jalen Warren would have got hurt like the next week, Caleb Johnson would have started going to like 120, 130 because people don't trust Kenneth Gainwell, right? So I do think that drafting in each cycle of the contest actually makes a lot of sense, which is something I've brought up multiple times. Yeah, I don't care which one of these players I get. So we're gonna go CJ Stroud and be done at quarterback. Because that actually gives me a bring back week 17 too. Because I got the Gadsden, I got Nico stacked. I have that. I have the bring back in this game as well. Not a bad. This team's kind of coming together pretty well. I also think Blake Corum. I could see this week Kyron Williams being used more because it's a very important game. I could see that kind of be the narrative. But I do think, and if Blake Corum drops in price next week, I will take a lot more of him. I need to also move Bateman down. I think I'll just take my first share of Hollywood Brown here. He's been okay. He's not been great. He's a player I don't want zero of. Like, he can randomly get 11, 12 points. And in a lot of those lineups that I had that didn't advance, I had a wide receiver. Hell, I advanced a team in the second quarter to the semis that only scored 8 points at wide receiver one week. Like, it advanced because I had 82 points at running back. So, like, taking a guy who could get 11 points, like, on a couple times, like, that actually gives you a little bit of floor. And it could be the difference in, like, the 1 of 16 week. Or the 16% week, not 1 in 16. So let's see how Thomas is doing over here. You got CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Ladd McConkey. I love that. Breece Hall, Montgomery, Benson, Debo, Keenan, Tucker, Love. He's the one that took the naked love. Isaiah Pacheco, gambling on that. Kyle Pitts. So you have a lot of power at wide receiver. I would take like one late. Taking the gamble on Jaden Daniels there. Which makes sense because you have Debo. And if he does come back for that finals, he gets Dallas. I like this. I like the Jaden Daniels, Debo with the CeeDee Lamb. Like, that's a really good combination there. And that to me is one of the most fun games in week 17 as well. And yeah, I think you're building everything right. You seem to realize when you had enough at wide receiver and kind of started building out the other positions. Not to say you can't take another one, but like if you would have taken another one here, it would have been too much, right? So I like how you're building. It seems like you understand like draft capital pretty well, at least. Which is that does matter. That matters quite a bit whenever it comes to drafting. Like you look at Peppertone, he's doing the same thing. He's probably going to add a fifth running back because week 14 bye. But he knows that he spent all of this draft capital. He's going to look for somebody who just has a really good matchup in week 14 and take him real late and just kind of hope he has a chance to. That's what I assume he does. But we will see. We will see if that is correct. Or, like, he has absolutely surprised me before. Peppertone known to be a surpriser. I haven't taken Dalton Schultz yet. That surprises me. All right, we will take Calvin, Austin, and I'm happy with any of those tight ends. And AJ Barner is the first one. So, I like this matchup. Indianapolis, not a great defense. Atlanta, is actually just a run funnel at this point. But Carolina, you could pass on them. Honestly, let's build out a little bit of the team stack with the Ravens here. We'll take Likely with Zay Flowers there. Build out a little team stack. The Calvin Austin actually gives me a week 15, like a week 14 bring back. Yeah, Thomas, I think you built a team that makes sense. It's strong. The only thing I don't love is the naked Jordan Love, but I'm kind of out on Jordan Love just as a player. But based on what was left, like he was the best one left. If you felt like there was a cliff and you didn't want to gamble on JJ McCarthy, I understand that. Now, I also think you need another one. Like, you need to take somebody else at some point. Which Penix just went. So, like, for me, like, with Jared Goff and Stroud, like, I feel pretty solid because Goff doesn't have any bye weeks during the contest. And neither does Love, but if the Pack, like, this is why I don't like Jordan Love. If the Packers, and this is just me, like, I will take him some, but I will take him with stacks. If the Packers have the ability to run the ball every single down, the Packers are going to run the ball every single down because that's what they want to do. That's how I feel, at least. And I just don't see them changing their identity. There you go. Yep. And that should give you enough, right? Like, you have two options of quarterback. If Jaden Daniels comes back, he is your guy, and you have the major stack there. What I think I would have done is I wouldn't have went two. But I mean, I get it. But what I would have done in your situation, honestly, I would have just taken Mariota. You've already built out the team stack. You already have the Week 17 game. You already have another quarterback. Like, unless Mariota also gets hurt, if you take Mariota there with Daniels, like, I don't like pairing up the quarterbacks, but with a talent like Daniel, if Daniels was healthy, he'd be going up here, right? He would be going all the way at, like, where he took Len. DP. Yeah, well, somebody listens to smart people. Like Legendary Upside and those guys. Jaden Higgins is. I really like Jaden Higgins in this. Feels really good. Hey, we might get another. Might just build out some more. Like, we're done there. Am I happy being done there? I want to try to talk myself out of taking more. Yeah, we're gonna take Keaton Mitchell. We've been seeing them use him a little more, so. Well, he took the guy I had at the top of my queue. I guess I gotta take Taysom Hill now. You guys made me do this. You made me do this. I don't want to take Taysom Hill, but you're gonna make me. I guess I'll have to take Taysom Hill. All right, so that is done. Did Jalen Noel go? He already went too, didn't he? Hey, Jalen Noel goes. I take Keaton Mitchell, and then Winnell takes Christian Kirk. Like, that's pretty hilarious. One pick before me, I could have double stacked. That's pretty funny. That's awesome. Yeah, so I definitely want one more wide receiver. Fine with any of these. But like, yeah, that's what I would have done though. I would have taken Mariota there instead of both of those guys, just because you're already invested so heavily into this team stack with you got Debo and you have Zach Ertz. So like, we already know for a fact that Jaden Daniels probably isn't. I'm pretty sure he's out week 14 no matter what. When did he go on IR? Last week? So I think week 14, he's definitely not playing. So, like, I wouldn't take Mariota now. But, like, if you hadn't taken those two, you could have done that. And it would have saved you a roster spot and got you an extra player at the premium positions to try to separate, right? Like, that. I think that, like, that's a little something. Like, what you did isn't wrong. That's just how I think I would have played it. And I haven't taken a Jaden Daniels team yet. I'm not against it, but I think if I do take a Jaden Daniels team, I'm personally going to force Marcus Mariota on that team. Almost every time. Especially if I have a Debo or a Zach Ertz, or I took a stab at Terry McLaurin. He gets his stack right there. Dontavian Wicks. Hey, not all heroes wear capes. Dirty. I'm glad you could fall on the sword for me. We all know what would have happened if he was available down here at 215. We all know I would have talked about how I don't want to do it. I would have let it time down, and I would have clicked the star and rushed him to the top. That's absolutely what would have happened. I'm not even going to try to deny it. It's all good. You guys can make fun of me later. I don't care. Do I have any week 14 guys here? No. We could take some Jalen Coker. Yeah, we'll just take Jalen Coker share. So the team right now, the team finished out 2-6-7-3. We got Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, running backs, Gibbs, Bucky, Mason, Tyrone Tracy, Tajay Spears, Keaton Mitchell, wide receivers, Nico, Jamo, Zay, Calvin, Hollywood, Calvin Austin, both Calvins, and Jalen, Cokeheads Unite, tight ends, Oronde Gadsden, Isaiah Likely, and none other than Taysom Hill. The best or worst pick on the board. It is undecided right now, but it is absolutely one or the other. It is the best or the worst pick on the board. Absolutely. I'm kind of feeling it tonight. I'm going to do another one. No light goal, no nothing. I want to get a bunch of these in. I'm doing another one. I will join in 10 seconds. Waiting on 8. I hope it's the best. No, I just joined another one. Thomas, if you would like to join another one. My projection looking bad. Dead last. Those are the teams I have the most faith in, though. So, while we're waiting on the 8 people to join, we'll go through the... so this one was the one I just drafted. So, 11, 15. We will name that one. And then we will name this one. I just want to know which ones I streamed and which ones I didn't. So still waiting on 8 for the fourth quarter contest. So this is what the... You going to take a break? Got it. So this is what the board looked like in the very first week that this contest opened. I took Jefferson higher than his ADP, but I took Cook lower than his ADP. I got Judkins. Like, this team is very unique because I got Judkins, Bucky, Irving on this side of the board before their ADPs both settled over here. I got Wandale before the Jameis Winston news, but like, I got Jackson Dart here. Yes, those are bye weeks. I got Kamara there, Debo. That's an RIP. Shaheed, Johnson, JJ McCarthy, Ertz, Fields. Like, Fields at 158 feels fine with the stack. Kyle Williams and Diami Brown. Diami Brown might be dead. Is this not filling at all, by the way? Okay. It just wasn't updating. We're waiting on 7. So that was the first one. The second one, you can kind of look here. This was with the Who crew. I got Amon-Ra, Saquon. Like, this is before Chase Brown's ADP was way off. Aaron Jones hadn't came back yet and looked good. Steph Diggs, I think, goes later than this still. I took Dart. This was before Dart's injury as well, but the injury doesn't matter for that because it doesn't affect this contest specifically. And then I think this is the one I forgot. Like, no, I did that intentionally because I took McCarthy for the bring back on for the Aaron Jones stack, because Aaron Jones, I got him at 112. He goes up here now. So this is like why you want to do him through the different cycles. Some idiot took Taysom Hill all the way at 174. Hate to be that guy. Also took Isaiah Bond. Like, what was he thinking? Coolers took Brenton Strange. And yeah, but like, I think in the very first one that I done, like, Bowers was like really late. Yeah, Brock Bowers went at 39, right? But I like Bucky more than Bowers still, right? So, and this was before his blow-up game, I think. It might have been right after. But Mahomes has fallen quite a bit. So, like, there were some obvious things that were wrong early. And then you just had to dodge landmines, right? Like Laporta, landmine, he got hurt. Marvin Harrison, landmine, he got hurt. Where'd J.K. Dobbins go? I'm assuming Dobbins went somewhere in here. Yeah, 58. And R.J. Harvey probably went down here somewhere. R.J. Harvey all the way at 85. I took Alvin Kamara over R.J. Harvey. That feels bad now. But then I got Aaron Jones, who, like, a full round after that, which feels fine. Peptone, I never made good picks, so you're welcome. You say that, but you're the only one with an eliminator team left, so I don't think you can do that. And then Propel here, way ahead of the curve, taking the Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase in the last round. This was the week before they announced he was going back to practice. He got Jamar Chase with Noah Fant, and like that's just super smart. And then I think this will be my last one. I think it was it this one that no, he wasn't in this one. Somebody took Pat Bryant in the last round. Did Joe Burrow went in this one as well? But yeah, like Joe Burrow, looking back, I didn't think he would be. I thought he might be there for the last 2 weeks. I didn't think he'd be live by the beginning of this contest. Like, it looks like he's going to be live at the beginning of the contest, which is awesome. CLV. All right, so we're going to give this a few more minutes. If we don't get 5 more in the next 5 minutes, I might switch, do something else. I might just call it. I don't know. Odd luck, a massive volume. I mean, you had a really good take. You put CMC 101 and just took them there, right? And your CMC team isn't what like, because I don't know if you did that, but you talked about it with me about, do we want to put CMC at 101 for this contest? I remember you doing that. So, like, I do think, because the team you have alive doesn't have CMC on it also, which is kind of hilarious to me. By the way, let's while we're doing this and waiting, where is it? I already have a pick'em that's dead because Travion, although he got 3 touchdowns, couldn't get 100 yards. So I need to roll those into one. But I made this earlier. I like this a lot. We got a 40% profit boost. Jalen Waddle over 78.5. I spiked Friar Moose up all the way to 44.5, which gives you a pretty big multiplier. And then Rico yards and Rashee Rice is a slight multiplier on a touchdown as well. I think Friar Moose yards is only 26. You get like a, what was the slide there? Like, I'll bring it up on another window. But like the Friar Moose slide is pretty wild. So if you take his receiving yards and you slide it to 44, it's basically a 1.5x, 1.46x. And that's 44 yards is less than half of what he got versus this team before, right? And they're still the worst team in the league against the wide receiver or against the tight end. So, like, I mean, how high can you scale this? But yeah, I don't mind the Pat Freiermuth spike there. But this is a pick'em I made. I didn't actually post it in my Discord, but we riding with it. I'm gonna make a couple more tomorrow. I'll post some in the Discord tomorrow. I went even last week, so that's good. I was very close to having a big day, but it did not happen. That happens this week. Yeah. You didn't take CMC at the 1-1 at a high frequency? Okay. What's wild is Jamar Chase is like still kind of trending to be one of the best 101 picks like one of the best first round picks, right? Like all this stuff has went wrong, and everybody's like, why can't we have a regular 101 season, right? Like that was the narrative for a while. It doesn't matter. Like he's been awesome, right? Like Jamar Chase, 149 fantasy points on the season. JSN, obviously more, but like he's got more than Puka, who is the other one in that round. He's like Amon-Ra is about the same. The difference is Jamar Chase's have came in massive spikes, and the massive spikes actually help you way more in best ball. So, well, I don't know if this is going to fill. Anybody have any questions? Started to hit a wall anyway. So, yeah, we just lost somebody. I think I am going to call it unless you guys have some questions. But we are done with the drafting. We got 2 of them in tonight. I'm going to try to stream a little more often just to help my algorithm out a little bit. Hopefully things start picking up. Hopefully everybody wins tomorrow, does something. Good luck, Dirty, on your Eliminator. Good luck, everybody, on your Battle Royale stuff and your DFS. I will next week, by the way. I'm not going to stream on Wednesday. I'm moving my Friday workday to Wednesday, but I will be streaming on Friday at the other time, which is because it's normally 4 p.m. I'll probably just do 4 p.m. on Friday instead, and I'll probably just stream for a while instead. So but I'll probably do something Monday at some point. Like I'll do, and then on Tuesday with this, I need to reach out to Steve and see if he feels good. If not, I'll probably do like a much quicker recap show if it's just me, because the banter I think is what makes that show good. If it's just me though, I'll probably kind of go through it quicker and then maybe do some drafts or something. But that show should start on time. I have a doctor's appointment an hour away that I should be home with like 30 minutes to spare. So it'll be I'll post in my Discord if I'm going to be there on time or not about an hour before. I will have that information then. But anyway, thanks everybody for popping in. I will talk to most of you in the live chat during the games tomorrow. Have a great night. Peace.